For the past 6 years, Max Park has been dominating the cubing scene.
Check out the new champion, Max Park from California.
3.13 seconds. World record.
The defending world champion. Please welcome the United States, Max Park.
Acquiring more than 80 world records and 2 world championship titles. He literally has gotten multiple world records in every N/N event except 2x2. He is the undisputed king of cubing. Or should I say was. Because every era must come to an end, and this is no exception. Over the past year, there's been an insane amount of changes to the cubing community, all coming to the point where 6-year-olds are some of the best in the world. But all this has been happening without Max Park. Today, I'm breaking it down into the 3 reasons why Max Park's dominance may be coming to an end. Ever since 2016, Max Park has dominated nearly every N/N event, with him being the only person to break the 5x5 world record for 6 years, and only him and Felix to break the 5x5 world record for 12 years. But as you may have noticed, Max Park no longer holds 5x5 world record anymore, because over the last few weeks, Tim Kolczynski has broken the world record single twice. And that's not the only record that's been taken away from Max. His 3x3, 6x6, and OH averages have all been taken away from him in the past year. Max did just reclaim his 6x6 world record back in July, but this just shows Max Park is no longer at the level of dominance that he was at. Now you're probably thinking that Max Park's dethroning is because of the fact that he's getting worse. But that isn't actually true. He hasn't gotten any worse, but he also hasn't improved a lot. Just like how Felix hasn't gotten any better since 2020, he also hasn't gotten any worse. Yes, Felix doesn't get 5x5 averages anymore, but he's still sub 7. And just to put this in perspective, Max Park has a 6-month streak of getting sub 7 3x3 averages. Yes, he hasn't gotten a 3x3 average over 699 since March. But he also hasn't gotten another sub 5 average since his first one in September of 2022, literally 2 years ago. Because even in his best event 3x3, while he still holds his 313 world record single from 2023, the gap is rapidly closing, with Yihang Wang's 338 right behind it. And theoretically, with Yihang's average TPS, if he got the same 313 scramble and executed the same 33 move solution, we would be looking at a sub 3 world record single. Now we all know that Max has relied on mainly his fast TPS and low efficiency, and until about a year ago, that wasn't really a problem, but until this point, we haven't seen this sheer amount of cubers who have crazy TPS, which means that he is no longer the best in the world at the one thing that he relied on for good solves. Now this leads us to the second point. Max has often relied on his turning speed to compensate for his less efficient solutions. And for years, that worked, because Max's TPS was unmatched. He could just brute force his way through a solve, making up time with sheer speed rather than relying on perfect efficiency. But cubing has evolved. Efficiency has become one of the biggest differentiators among top cubers, and the new wave of talent has mastered it in ways we didn't see before. Full ZBL, one look F2L, sliding, and incredibly efficient solves are now the norm among modern cubers. Max's solutions, while still fast, are no longer the most optimized in the room. Cubers like Yihang and Timon not only match Max's TPS, but they also use fewer moves to complete their solves, gaining crucial milliseconds where Max can't. Take a look at Yihang, for example. He's a key illustration for the new era of cubing is like. Yihang's solves are both fast and decently efficient, and with his ability to plan 3+ pairs of inspection, he's just solving the cube with fewer moves while still managing to push his TPS to match Max's level. Then there's also Timon. His efficiency is on another level. He's also a master of ZBLO, and he has this crazy ability to execute his solves under 50 moves while still maintaining 10+ TPS. This combination of speed and efficiency is something Max has really struggled with, and is becoming even more apparent as these new cubers catch up to him. And this leads us to the final point. Max Parks has been at the top for years, but we've already seen this with Felix Zemdegs. Felix was the face of cubing for nearly a decade, dominating the cubing scene from 2010 to 2017. He broke record after record, becoming a legend in his own right, with an unprecedented level of consistency and versatility across almost every event. He held hundreds of records, and for years, it seemed impossible that anyone would ever surpass him. Then Max came along in 2017, and then almost out of nowhere, broke the 3x3 world record average. Then won Worlds. And then continued to beat the 4x4, 5x5, 6x6, and 7x7 world records. Max's reign lasted another 7 years, much like Felix before him. But just like Felix's dominance eventually came to an end, the same thing is now happening with Max. So to look at some of his possible successors, the obvious pick would be Yiheng Wang. He has an insane mix of speed, inspection planning, and he just can't stop getting records. And he's only just getting started. Now, let's really put this in perspective. By the time Yiheng was 10.5, he had already gotten 7 world records and 6 continental records. This is 13 more records than Max had when he was 10, because by the time Max was 10, he was barely even cubing. This is the real difference with Yiheng, because he's only going to get better. With his ability to plan multiple F12 post-inspection, and just his raw turning speed, he's essentially a younger, more versatile version of Max. And with time, his ceiling is limitless. Now, Timon is another obvious candidate to take Max's place, because he is crazy efficient, and in 3x3 is ranked right behind Yiheng. And he also recently stole 2 5x5 world records from Max, and he's been gradually creeping up into the top 3 in the events 3x3 through 6x6. And with the 2025 Worlds coming up, Timon is a favorite to win. But there's also another sneaky contender that I bet you haven't heard about. His name is Timofey Tarasenko, and he's stuck in the top 20 for the events 3x3 through 7x7. And at the 2024 European Championships, Timofey proved just how serious of a competitor he really is. He got 2nd place in 3x3, right behind Timon Koloshinsky. Timofey also managed to secure top 3 finishes in events 3x3 through 6x6, showcasing his versatility across all big cubes. So I definitely think we'll be seeing more of him in the coming years. Max Park's dominance has been nothing short of legendary. But even the greatest reigns must come to an end. The cubing world is moving at a pace that we've never seen before, with new talent constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible. Max has set the standard for years, but now he faces challenges in every direction. But one thing is for sure, cubing is more exciting now than ever.